Hello! Welcome back to the Sussex Handmade Soap Company. Today we're doing a video that is inspired by, in case you can't guess, peacocks, which are one of my favourite birds. I love the colours, I love watching them, I think they're fantastic. So yeah, peacocks, one of my favourite birds. One of my least favourite birds is seagulls, living in a seaside town. They are both greedy and brave, which is not a great combination to have. I went for a walk with my daughter along the seafront last year over summer, bought her some donuts, and literally within seconds of opening the bag, boom, seagulls straight in. So yeah, greedy and brave.
Donuts, my favourite.
But today's soap, we are going to be using some mica to colour it. I'm going to talk a little bit later about our decision to use mica in some of our soaps, and I've tried to match the colours of the feather to the colours that we have chosen. I've gone with an essential oil blend of lavender, frankincense and mandarin, which will hopefully give it a lovely citrusy floral scent. And we're going to be using a Taiwan swirl design, which is a design that I've never tried before. I've seen it done on YouTube. I can't remember who it was that I saw doing it first on YouTube, but it's not my design. It is one that I have seen done before. I've taken my own colours and put my own colour spin on it, but the actual design was, I say, somebody else's that I saw on YouTube, so I can't take credit for that. But we're going to have a go at it, see how it works. It may work, it may not. We'll find out in a little while. But let's get on to creating the soap. So these are the micas that I have chosen to represent our peacock feather, and I don't think I've done too bad a job in picking out the right tones and shades. Obviously I had a limited choice, but I've tried to match it up as closely as possible. They're all from a company called Resonate, and this one here is called Dragon's Gold. This nice dark blue here is called New Denim. This lighter blue is Kingfisher. And this dark one here is brushed bronze. And I'm going to mix them all with a tablespoon of oil, just so that when we come to actually colouring the soap, they're going to go in nicely. Now I'm going to use a wooden chopstick just to mix them all in and combine them. And just while I'm mixing them up, I just want to have a quick chat about our decision to use micas in some of the soaps we're creating. Mica is a bit of a tricky substance to classify, as the mica we use isn't synthetic, but it's also not 100% natural, in that you couldn't source it in these bright colours straight from the earth. Mica itself is a natural substance that can be mined from the earth, and it can also be created synthetically in a lab. All of the micas that we use are naturally mined from the earth. We don't use the synthetic ones. However, when sourcing natural mica, there can be ethical concerns, unfortunately. Oh, let me just move on to the next one. And the reason for that is that some mica is sourced from mines outside of the EU, and that's where child labour can unfortunately be used. Obviously, we don't want any part in that at all, so we've chosen to purchase all of our mica from a company who source the majority of their micas from mines within the EU, and the rest they get from mines that don't use any kind of child labour whatsoever, which is a massive plus point. These micas have got full traceability right back to the point of extraction, so we can have full confidence that they haven't been mined by children, which without question is absolutely crucial to us and our own ethics. Right, let's do this one now. And once the mica has been mined, it needs to be coloured, as natural mica is white. And to achieve these colours, mica is coated in other naturally occurring minerals and compounds, such as iron oxide, and this creates a naturally coloured mica pigment, like this one here. However, then the mica needs to go through a controlled process in a lab, and that's to remove dangerous substances such as mercury and lead. I don't know about you, but the only mercury I ever want to bathe in is the delightful tones of the Freddy variety. I don't much fancy any other kind. And because it's gone through this process to make it safe, it can't be described as wholly natural. It's got the same chemical makeup as what is found in nature, but because it's been through this process and had things removed from it, it's generally described as nature identical. And as a company who've always used completely natural ingredients, this did raise some questions for us about whether we felt right using them to colour our soaps. There's loads of pros and cons to each side of the argument, and in the end we just decided to go with what felt right and to allow ourselves to have some fun too, because this is what this is all about. What we have decided though, and is that at present we won't be selling these soaps at any of the fairs or events that we attend in person, and we won't be wholesaling them out to shops and venues that we supply. If we do end up creating some designs that we want to sell, they will be sold exclusively on our website, and we'll put them in a separate YouTube category. Doing it this way just seemed to allow us the best of both worlds, in that we can have fun and be creative with colour on YouTube, but still keep our day-to-day main business 100% natural. Alright, so they are all coloured now. So we'll move on to the soap. Right, so now the mica powders are all done, we're going to move on to the making of the actual soap batter. I've got all the oils in here and I'm going to add my cooled lye water into the oils. I'm then going to use a stick blender to bring it to a very light trace. I want it to be runny, so we need it to be a light trace this time. And then after we've brought it to a light trace, we're going to split it down into 4 containers with an equal amount in each. And this is the point at which I'm going to add those essential oils that we have mixed up. I can smell them from here, they smell absolutely beautiful. I'm going to work them in by hand with the spatula because we don't want the batter to thicken any more than it already has. I'm going to fold these in just until they're nicely combined, and then we'll be ready to split it off into those 4 containers. Now that I've got these 4 containers and they've all got an equal amount, the only reason this one is bigger is because I only had 3 of the smaller jugs. We're going to take those mica powders, and tip them into each pot. Now it's time to stir them all up. They have started to thicken a little bit. I'm a little concerned about that if I'm being honest. Hopefully stirring them will bring them back to life a little bit. And the next step's going to be getting them into the mould, which is the fun bit. Lastly, the green, and I've got to say I think this green, out of all the colours I've bought, this is my favourite. Is that not just the most gorgeous greeny yellow shade? I think it's absolutely lovely. So that's all of the colours mixed in. We've got the green, the dark blue, the light blue, and the bronzy brown colour. So let's get that mould in now and begin the fun bit. So this is the part I've been looking forward to and dreading in equal measure. We've got to use the dividers, and I'm going to be honest, I don't own a proper divider set, so I have created some out of some cardboard. I can't stress enough that this soap is not going to be sold. This is purely for our own use at home. If it was going to be sold, there's no way I would use bits of cardboard as dividers. That would not pass my good manufacturing process whatsoever. So it's purely cardboard because it's being used at home. If we ever create a design like this that we want to sell, you can rest assured that we will splash the cash and buy some proper dividers. And I'm going to start by taking this green and I'm going to pour it down in this section here. And after the green, it will be the dark blue, then the light blue, and lastly, the brown. So here goes nothing. Now you'd be forgiven for thinking that this all looks a bit of a mess at the moment, because it does. But hopefully it won't. Now is the bit that if I was looking forward to and dreading the last bit, this bit I'm just dreading. I've got to try and remove these makeshift dividers. One, successfully. I'm just doing it nice and slowly and, you know, saying a little prayer at the same time. Two, and three. Oh, now I'm pleased that they're out. So I'm starting down in this corner, just with my chopstick, placing it in there. I'm just going to go all the way around, up, across, down, across, back up, across, down, and I'm just going to continue doing this all the way to the end of the bar. And I can already see it starting to swirl. I'm actually really pretty with how, I'm really pleased with how pretty it's looking already. It seems to be working. I saw this technique on YouTube and I've wanted to try it for so long, but this is genuinely the first time I am attempting it. You can probably tell that. There's no hiding my novice ability with this design in this video. But it seems to have turned out quite well, and I love the colour combinations. And now I'm just going to take the chopstick down, along, up, along, and repeat. Down, along, up, along, and once more. Down, along, up, and back to the start. And I'm going to remove the chopstick. And this is what we have created. I've got to say, so far I am really pleased with how it's looking. Obviously the proof is in the pudding, the proof is in the cutting. But just to actually be looking at it now and see that it vaguely resembles what I was hoping it would resemble. Cross those fingers. I'm going to give it 24 hours or so. I'll try and cut it tomorrow, it might be the day after, but I'm going to give it 24 hours or so. And then I'm going to come back and chop this one up. And I really cannot wait to see how this one has turned out. All the soaps I've done, this one, I've got to say, is the one I am most excited to chop into. So I will see you guys tomorrow for the chopping up. So it has been just under 24 hours. The soap is ready. It is out of the mould. I have been so excited to cut this. Literally the last thing on my mind as I went to bed last night was, I can cut the soap tomorrow. I am super excited to be cutting it. I've taken it out of the mould and it's looking good already. So fingers crossed that when we cut it, it's going to look just as good. I'm really hoping this design comes out how I pictured it in my head, because if it does, it will be amazing. So I can't wait any longer. Let's move swiftly on and cut that soap. So here it is in all its glory. I'm so pleased with how it's turned out so far. There's a few little knocks along the edge here. Some of you might say that's from taking it out of the mould too quickly, and I would be inclined to agree with you on that. But I was just far too impatient and I had to get it out and I had to get it cut. So let's get it cut now because I cannot wait any longer and I am so looking forward to it. I'm going to have to cut this one differently to the normal bars. Normally you chop down like this, but this one I'm going to have to cut into, I'm going to get 3 out of the loaf. So I'm going to cut it into 3 and then I'm going to have to cut each of those blocks in half again. So I'm going to measure them out using a ruler and get chopping. So now we're chopped into 3. I'm going to take one of these bars, turn it over, chop it in half again, and then we will see the design. Right, we have our 1 block ready for cutting. I've marked it out. And we're going to have the moment of truth in a minute. Exciting times. Cannot wait for this. A little bit nervous too, in case it doesn't look like I'm hoping it'll look. But let's see. Drum roll, please. That's the worst drum roll I've ever heard. Right. Oh. Oh, let's see. What have we got here? Oh, yes. Yes. That is what I wanted. I'm so happy with that. Look at that. Yes. Yeah. I'm loving it. That is what I was hoping it was going to look like on the inside. It does look like a peacock feather. Admittedly, the colours are in the wrong order, which is slightly irritating. Should have planned that one better on the paper, but we've got the colours in there. And I am so happy with that. And I can't imagine it was a fluke, but just in case, let's cut another one of these blocks too. Just to see if we've got that same effect on the inside of this one as well. 1, 2, da 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 da. Yes, we have achieved. We have achieved the Peacock Swirl Soap. This looks ace. I love it. So thank you for joining me on my creative journey today. I am over the moon with these, really loving them, and already thinking about how I can actually use some natural clays in perhaps another bowl with this design. I'm thinking rose clay, Dead Sea clay, kaolin clay and French green clay for a swirl like this done with clays. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, as always, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe, that would be amazing. And if you do want to have a look at the soaps that we sell, head on over to our website, address here, discount code here for any purchases that you... Start that one again. Discount code here for any purchases that you make. And we shall see you next time when we shall be creating something else.